Welcome back to the channel, boys. Fablinski's coming at you next with this Traveler's Chosen Warlock build. So we're finally hopping on the Warlock with the Traveler's Chosen. We already did the Hunter, we already did the Titan. Now it's time for my Warlock to shine. This build's going to focus around mainly just trying to spam grenades. As you guys can already tell, we got 100 discipline. And we got some other mods that are going to help us get our grenade back faster. So let's go ahead and break it down. So for my subclass of choice, we're using Top Tree STORMCALLER, which is attunement of conduction. We're also rocking the Storm Grenade, but the main reason we're rocking the Top Tree on STORMCALLER is because of this perk right here, Arc Web. Enemies damaged by your grenade chain deadly lightning to nearby enemies. Each grenade or melee chain returns grenade energy. And what they mean by melee chain is this right here. Chain lightning, this electrocuting melee ability chains lightning from the struck target to nearby enemies. So anytime you get a chain going, you get grenade energy back. So if you throw this shit into like a group of thrall or any group of enemy, really, you're gonna get, some grenade energy back. Is gonna do a lot of damage. And then if you run up and melee somebody where there's some enemies nearby him, you're also gonna get grenade energy back also. Now we also get some other perks like we can teleport during storm trance, which is nice. And then if we cast our super while our grenade and melee energy are full, our super lasts longer. So this is an all-around good skill tree. Probably one of my favorites for STORMCALLER. I mean, I like the middle tree as well, but for this build, we're focusing on Top Tree STORMCALLER. So of course, like I said, this is a Traveler's Chosen Warlock build. So we got my guy Traveler's Chosen right here. Whenever we get those stacks of Gathering Light, we can just consume them, get our abilities back even that much faster, depending on the amount of stacks we have. We're also rocking a pulse rifle because we're going to be taking this build into a nightfall. We got Feeding Frenzy kill clip. I'm sure I showed you guys this pulse rifle before. We're only using it because it has unstoppable burst. I'm trying to have the rainbow. I got the arc subclass, a solar secondary weapon, and then a void heavy, which is falling guillotine. You guys already know how good this is. Now onto my stats. We got 31 mobility, 25 resilience, and we got 69 recovery. This hurts, man. I would like to get this up to 71, but I don't feel like, mass working something. So I just have to suffer and just see the 69, but 69 is nice anyway. You guys already know. We got 103 discipline, which is important actually because we're trying to get the most grenades possible. We got a grenade on a 32-second cooldown, but honestly it's going to be way shorter than that. 32 seconds is just the base cooldown. With some of the other things like Traveler's Chosen, some of my mods I have on my armor, this is going to be probably half of that, honestly. We got 43 intellect and we got 30 strength. I wish my strength was a little bit higher, but with the arc web perk and my exotic of choice, we're going to be able to get my strength back even faster. So on to my exotic of choice, which is Crown of the Tempest, or Crown of Tempest I should say. This exotic is actually really good. I don't really see that many people using it. I don't know why, because it's honestly a beast. So the perk that comes on it is Conduction Tines. Arc ability kills increased regeneration rate of your arc abilities and extend the duration of storm trance. So if you can just go into a big a group of ads and you pop your super, you can actually have your super for quite a long time. Pair that with the fact that whenever you're getting arc ability kills like grenade kills, melee kills, the conduction time is going to stack to up to 3, I think, and then your ability is going to come back like really fast. Now if I have that going and then I pop Traveler's Chosen, oh my god, you guys can already see this. I'm going to have a lot of grenades, a lot of melee. I'm going to be able to use my super for even longer. And then the mods we have on it, we have an intellect mod. We got a primary ammo finder because we're rocking double primary, and since I had 1 slot left, I just threw this on enhanced scatter projectile targeting. I don't know, whatever. On my arms, there's nothing serious. We got a discipline mod, and then we got taking charge. So whenever I pick up an orb of light, we're gonna become charged with light. Now I'm using some charged with light mods, so this one makes sense for me. I always talk about it. This is probably the best mod to become charged with light. On my chest piece, we're rocking a discipline mod. We're also rocking counter charge, so whenever anybody on my fire team deals with one of the champions, I become charged with light. And then we're also running shield break charge, so that way as long as I'm breaking the combatant shield with a matching energy type, I become charged with light. So I have the rainbow, I have the arc subclass, I have a solar secondary weapon and a void heavy. So I'm going to try and abuse that and try and pop as many shields as I can. On my legs here, we got another discipline mod. We got double enhanced sword scavenger. Now I don't have a heavy ammo finder, but that's okay because whenever there is a heavy brick, I'm gonna get a ton of sword ammo, so that's okay. And then we're running supercharge, so I can have 4 stacks of charge with light as opposed to 2. And it makes sense because I'm gonna be using another charge with light mod, so I want to be able to have as many stacks as possible. Plus I'm gonna be able to get charge with light very often because I'm running what is it? I forget what it's called. The orb of light one, taking charge, and then we're running counter charge, and then I think that's it actually. Yeah, but we're gonna be able to get charge with light a lot. And on my warlock bond, we're rocking a discipline mod right here. We got recuperation, so whenever I pick up an orb of light, I regenerate my health, which is pretty useful because the enemies in Nightfalls are pretty lethal. So being able to replenish some of my health whenever I pick up an orb of light is pretty valuable. We're also rocking Ashes to Assets, so whenever I get grenade kills, I get some of my super energy back. Now this is a grenade build, so it kind of makes sense for me to use this, plus I have low intellect, so using this is kind of allowing me to overcome my low intellect. And then we're also using firepower, so whenever I use my grenade while I'm charged with light, it consumes 1 stack, but I also get a portion of my grenade energy back. Pair this with Traveler's Chosen, conduction tines, and the fact that I have 100 discipline, we're gonna get our grenade very, very fast, very often. Gonna be able to spam grenades. I'm not even gonna think about it. I'm just gonna throw it in there and just pray for the best. I'm also using the storm grenade. It has a pretty big radius and it does a lot of damage. Has a lot of the lightning bolts coming down to the ground. It's a pretty sick looking grenade. So with this build, I'm hoping that I'm gonna be able to use my grenades very, very frequently. So if you guys would just pay attention to my grenade in the bottom left during this first clip here, you're gonna see that I'm getting my grenade back extremely fast. Honestly, it's a lot faster than I thought it was going to be when I first made the build before I tested it. I was pleasantly surprised, I was able to spam my grenades, take out some of these arc shields. Actually, in this week's Nightfall, there was actually a good amount of arc shields. There was honestly more void than anything. I hadn't run it before this, so if you guys are going to do it for this week's Nightfall, use a lot of void. And there's arc, so I would mainly prioritize those 2 elements. But anyway, even though there wasn't as many arc shields, whenever there was one, I was able to easily take them out because of the storm grenade. And whenever that there wasn't an arc shield and there was just a group of enemies that didn't have any type of elemental shields, they were gone immediately, either from my grenade, from my melee to put some damage out to get my grenade energy back, or if I pop my super, boom, they were done, Using Traveler's Chosen made it very easy for me to get my grenade, get my abilities back. You guys already know what it does. So I was actually pretty happy that this build worked out as I intended. Now the only downside I would say is I didn't have a sniper. I didn't really have that much range. There was a couple of times where there were some of the Gorgons, I think that's what it's called, or Hydras, I can't remember. The ones that shoot like the big giant purple void bomb at you. There was a couple of times where they were up high and I couldn't really do anything about them, so I had to wait for my teammates to do something. But other than that, I felt fine, I was in control. There was a couple of times where I did get sniped out and I got killed, but it is what it is. It's a Nightfall right there, boom! I got slapped by the freaking what is it? The little Taken explosion thing. But for the most part, I had a lot of fun. It feels cool. Always feels cool to be able to use your abilities as much as possible. I just wish that Traveler's Chosen wasn't a sidearm, but I feel like if it was an SMG or something like that, it would just be way too good. So I guess as a trade-off, you get this amazing perk on it, but it's a sidearm. So unless they buff sidearms, it is what it is. You gotta take it with a grain of salt. But if you want to make a heavily ability based build, then this is the sidearm you want to choose. But if you guys like this content, please like, subscribe, and share. It really helps me out a lot. You can also check out my other videos. Links are in the description below. I have a lot of crazy builds in there, some fun matches and stuff, so go ahead and check that out. And you might as well follow my social media. I have a Twitter and an Instagram, both at @fat_Bloonskis. But with all that being said, deuces.